We're going to talk about what we say. What you say is so important in the lives of the people around you. What you say will dictate a lot of times what people around you say as well. A lot of times we get frustrated with adults because kids say certain things. Well, sometimes they're hearing it from other kids, and sometimes they're not hearing it from the adult that's in their lives. They're hearing it from a different adult, or here, there, anywhere. Or, let's be honest with it, they're hearing it online, on TV, on the radio, in different places. It's not just from other people. But it is so important what we say. I'm going to give you an example of this. The other day I was teaching a class, and a gentleman in my class said, there's a big difference between going and talking to an eighth grader and talking to a kindergartner. So he'd been talking to an eighth grader, and he turned around and went and talked to a kindergartner, and he said the word stupid. I got permission from him to talk about this. He said the word stupid. Well, guess what the kindergartner did? You're not supposed to say that. You know what the eighth grader would have done? You may be right. It's a different people, different context. So he said, I'm sorry, I did. And I said, something you could have done? He goes, what? I said, you could have turned around right then and looked at the teacher and said, hey, I've messed up. What do I do now? The reason we would do that is this. I have made a saying a long time ago that says, we can no longer expect what we're unwilling to model. Now, this won't be the last time you hear this, and it may not be the first time you've heard this, but we can no longer expect what we're unwilling to model. And I said, this goes right along with that. So the great thing about that would have been, hey, Miss Such and Such, I said something I shouldn't have. What should I do now? Because what that would have done is that would have given the teacher a chance to teach the child and the adult at the same time. It would have shown the child that the adult made a mistake, and here's what you do when you make that mistake. You go find somebody in authority, and you ask how to correct it, and you do it together. And he looked at me and goes, God, I didn't even think of that. I said, I know, right? This is what I do. I think of this stuff sometimes. I see some of these things at times. And I thought about that right when he was telling me. I thought, man, you should have asked her what to do. Because, see, we got to find replacement behaviors for things like that. And that's the discussion we had. But the problem is it's hard to think of them sometimes in the middle of it. Well, I've been blessed with that, the ability to be able to do that sometimes. And so I start using those things to help more people. Because you see what happens when you help more people, you end up helping more people. And guess what that does? It helps more people and it ultimately helps you. Because I got to get better at this stuff too. It's not just you. And it's not just me. It's we. And we got to do this. I want you to work on that this week. Think about finding teachable times and using them as modeling to teach others. Because you're going to have a great week this week. And as I always say, we win. Where there's a will, there is a way.